In the kaleidoscopic world of hip-hop rap icons, few figures loom as large as the Notorious B.I.G. Known to fans as Biggie Smalls, his presence was an amalgamation of myth, music, and a profound psychological tapestry. To understand the enigmatic appeal of Biggie, one must peer beyond the lyrical prowess and into his psychological landscape, where the Enneagram Type 8, the challenger, reigns supreme. The essence of Type 8 is an intense desire for control and power, driven by a deep-seated fear of being harmed or controlled by others. Biggie's life, both on and off the mic, was a testament to this dynamic. His lyrics, frequently peppered with themes of dominance and resilience, mirrored his internal drive to assert control over his own narrative amidst an industry and a world that often sought to dictate it for him. Biggie's core desire for control manifested in his eminent poise and commanding stage presence. It was the embodiment of an eight's charisma, a forceful energy that compelled those around to either step aside or risk being swept away. But alongside this brazen confidence lay the shadow, the fear of vulnerability. The challenger's shadow side can lead to an overcompensation in strength, a refusal to show weakness, which we see in Biggie's relentless pursuit of success, even when it meant walking a path strewn with personal and professional conflicts. In the archetypal realm, Biggie emerges as both the hero and the shadow, the hero for his transformative impact on the hip-hop scene, and the shadow for the darker aspects that his persona cultivated. His journey from the streets of Brooklyn to hip-hop royalty was no mere rags-to-riches story. It was a hero's journey, fraught with trials that shaped his formidable legend. Yet the shadow lingered in his narrative, manifesting through the controversies that trailed his success, an ever-present reminder of the industry's darker side. To delve deeper into Biggie's psyche is to explore the intricacies of shadow integration, a psychological process critical to the development of Type 8 individuals. For Biggie, this involved reconciling the raw power of his public persona with the vulnerabilities that lay beneath. His music offered glimpses into this struggle with tracks that oscillated between bravado and introspection, revealing the duality of strength and sensitivity. The ecosystem within which Biggie operated was as much a character in his story as he was. The music industry, rife with competition and often ruthless in its demands, mirrored Biggie's internal landscape. It was a space where only the strongest thrived, a reflection of the Eight's worldview. The dynamics between Biggie and his contemporaries, including the infamous rivalry with Tupac Shakur, illustrate the interplay of archetypes and the complex dance of projection and reality. This ecosystem was not merely confined to the music industry but extended into the socio-political climate of the time. The cultural tensions and economic disparities that marked the era were fertile ground for Biggie's narratives. His music became a voice for the voiceless, a testament to the power of art in challenging societal norms and expectations. In moments of stress, Type 8s like Biggie can spiral into the unhealthy traits of Type 5, becoming secretive and withdrawing emotionally. We catch glimpses of this in periods of Biggie's life marked by isolation and the burden of fame. His ability to draw strength from these moments, however, is what cemented his status as a legendary figure. The balance between public bravado and private introspection speaks volumes of his psychological resilience. The narrative tension in Biggie's life was further heightened by the mentor archetypes that played crucial roles in his development. Figures such as Puff Daddy emerged as the mentor, guiding Biggie through the labyrinth of fame and the music business. These relationships were pivotal, providing the support and wisdom needed to navigate the trials of his journey. Yet, as with many legends, Biggie's story is not without its share of tragedy, a poignant reminder of the duality inherent in the human experience. The shapeshifter archetype is evident in the fluidity of his narrative, where friends became foes and alliances shifted like sands. This dynamic added layers of complexity to Biggie's story, illustrating the ever-changing landscape of trust and betrayal. Through Biggie's life and legacy, we are invited to examine the universal human experience, the struggle for identity, the quest for power, and the reconciliation of one's shadow. His music, a rich tapestry of psychological insight, continues to resonate, offering lessons in resilience and the courage to face one's fears. In the end, the Notorious B.I.G. was more than just a rapper. He was a storyteller whose tales transcended the confines of his time. His legacy endures, reminding us of the power of authenticity and the enduring impact of facing one's own shadows, illuminating truths that lie at the heart of our shared human journey. For Biggie, the duality of his existence, a street poet turned global icon, mirrors the classic hero's journey, where the world he navigated was both an ally and adversary. The environment of his upbringing in Brooklyn provided a crucible for resilience. It was a world of stark realities and raw truths, shaping the narrative backdrop against which his lyrics played out. His songs often reflected the grit and struggle of his early life, resonating with those who shared similar experiences of hardship and aspiration. This backdrop played a critical role in Biggie's shadow integration. The shadow, in Jungian terms, represents the hidden, often darker aspects of oneself. For an Enneagram Type 8 like Biggie, integrating this shadow means confronting and embracing vulnerabilities and fears. Through his music, Biggie transformed his inner turmoil into a powerful narrative force, transmuting personal pain into universal themes of struggle and triumph. His ability to articulate the complex dance between power and vulnerability speaks to a profound psychological self-awareness and authenticity. The rival archetype also loomed large in Biggie's life, embodied in the infamous East Coast-West Coast rivalry that defined a turbulent era in hip-hop. This conflict, while external, mirrored an internal battle, an archetypal struggle between the order of his aspirations and the chaos of the forces opposing him. The rivalry amplified the tension, pushing Biggie further into the realms of both Type 8's power and the introspective withdrawal of Type 5. The dual nature of his public persona, a commanding presence on stage juxtaposed with introspective isolation offstage, underscored the inner conflict between embracing his power and fearing its potential consequences. Biggie's storytelling prowess also invoked the trickster archetype. His lyrical genius often subverted expectations, using humor and irony to challenge societal norms and address complex themes with a deft touch. This ability to deftly navigate and manipulate the narrative landscape added layers to his artistic identity, allowing him to connect with audiences on multiple levels. The trickster's role in his life was not merely to entertain, but to provoke thought, to question established paradigms, and to invite listeners to reconsider their own perspectives. At the heart of Biggie's journey was a quest for belonging and recognition, core desires for a Type 8 seeking validation of strength and influence. Yet these desires were tempered by a deep-seated fear of betrayal and vulnerability, driving a need to maintain control and power. This intricate dance between fear and desire is a universal human experience, one that resonates across cultural and temporal boundaries. Biggie's ability to articulate these tensions in his music provided listeners with a mirror to their own struggles, encouraging introspection and growth. The mentor archetype, embodied by figures like Puff Daddy, was integral in shaping Biggie's path. These mentors provided guidance, opening doors to opportunities while offering crucial insight into navigating the complexities of fame. They represented allies in his journey, aiding in the integration of his public persona with his private self. The dynamic between Biggie and his mentors illustrates the importance of support systems in personal development, highlighting how external guidance can facilitate internal transformation. Biggie's legacy therefore extends beyond his music. It is a testament to the power of storytelling as a vehicle for psychological exploration and self-discovery. His life and work invite us to re-examine our own narratives, to confront our shadows, and to embrace the dualities within us. In doing so, Biggie's story becomes a universal narrative of human resilience, a beacon for those navigating their own journeys through the labyrinth of self and society. Through the lens of psychological analysis, Biggie's life is a rich tapestry of archetypal patterns, Enneagram dynamics, and shadow integration. As we delve deeper into his story, we are reminded of the profound impact that understanding and embracing our complexities can have, not just on ourselves, but on the world around us. His legacy endures as a powerful reminder of the transformative potential of art and the enduring search for authenticity in an ever-evolving world.